Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. "161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence."
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Hello friends and welcome to Docking Family Stadium. Today ACTV presents this women's soccer matchup between the visiting Battling Bishops of Ohio Wesleyan University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. My name is Nathan Lindner, joined alongside by Sean Whitmer. And Sean, this is the second home game this weekend for these Lady Dogs and a second in a 6-game homestand. How does this home-heavy schedule favor the Bulldogs early on this season?
When you don't have to travel as much, it means all the difference in the world because you can focus solely on playing the game. You don't have to worry about the fatigue from constantly being on the road. Everything goes into game preparation.
Yeah, these two teams very familiar. Last year they played early in the season at Ohio Wesleyan where the Bishops came on top 1-4-0. Adrian only mustered 10 shots on goal. 10 shots, 5 of them only on goal, while the Bishops put up 26 with 14 on goal. Some good news for Adrian, though. Only one of the Bishops' 3 goal scorers that game returned to the roster. The Bulldogs had 0 corner kicks in that game. That just shows you really that they had no offensive pressure, so keep attention to the Bishops' defense. And lastly, the Battling Bishops also played a pretty clean game last year. No fouls in the first half, but 4 in the second half. Adrian committed 7 total, 2 in the first and 5 in the second.
Yeah, and for those who don't understand how important corner kicks truly are, Bulldogs struck first last week with a corner, or last game, mind you, with a corner kick of their own. So they can really adjust the tempo of how things go with corner kicks.
As we get underway here on a beautiful day here in Adrian, Michigan, temperature around 73 degrees. Sun is fully out. Partly windy there. Saw the flags moving, but seem to be calmed down a little bit. We'll see how these players fare in the conditions. Adrian wearing their yellow home uniforms in the gold. Ohio Wesleyan in the black. A little risky decision out here in the sun and on the turf. Black's going to get a little hot today. Moving with the ball forward now is Delaney Bader. Scored a goal last game and was my player of the game on Friday. Anne-Marie Fosman in front gets a shot on goal and scooped up by the hands of Natalie Ryan in net.
It's a very good job by Ryan staying alert. It looked to be a cross pass in front, and Ryan jumped all over it to put any hopes of a scoring opportunity to bed.
Bishops roll it out quickly and now back into the Bulldogs half. This is Mackenzie Smith up top and unable to keep it on her foot. It was Avery Curtin. Bulldogs get a throw in.
Bulldogs had a lot of these on Friday, and it was Bader who threw most of them in the first half. She's not going to throw this one. It's going to be Bree Akins.
50-50 ball sent by Elise Fries. Fosman off the chest, backing her defender out, gives it to Earl. Passes it wide. Now for Melanie Perney. Bulldogs look to move up. A through ball attempted. Bader off of her foot, as well as Beatrice Douglas Arnold. Bader in front, battling Beatrice Arnold. And kicked out of play. Bulldogs remain with possession.
Looked like Bader tried to get around Arnold, push the ball in front, wrap back and forth, but Arnold just used the strength to keep Bader away from that ball as it was loose.
Throw in on the far half of the field, finds its way to Samantha Gucciardo, hugging that line, and it goes back to the Bishops. Throw in over the head of two players, now scooped up by DeCunick. Boxing out her defender is Hughes. Gives it off for Gucciardo. Tries to put one down towards the goal line. And it's going to be off of a Bishop player. This is Bader to throw it in again. Instead hands it off to Melanie Perney. Just getting going in this one, less than 3 minutes in. 45 minutes left in the first half. Cross ball in, Fosman off of her knee. Scoop backed out, and that one cleared by Ohio Wesleyan. And now on the chase for it is Avery Curtin. Going at it with Tegan Bergeron. The captain also scored the first goal of the game on Friday night.
Like to see Bergeron and DeCunick on the field together as they played the same role on Friday, and DeCunick came in for Bergeron, but now they get to play defense at the same time, and with how good both of them played Friday, it should increase the Bulldogs' defensive efforts against a team that beat them 4-0 last year.
Lofty pass, headed off by Alana Earl, back into the possession of the Bishops. A through ball, and there's number 20, Mackenzie Smith, but she is called for offsides.
This has a very familiar feel looking at the box score of last year's game. Everything was done in the first half. Second half, everything seemed to really slow down. Like to see if they can get some shots on goal and really create some opportunities here if you're the Bulldogs.
Really going to be the game of who strikes first. That might be an important question as we move forward in this one. Off the knee of Curtin, being defended by Gucciardo. That one sent away towards the Bulldogs bench. Bree Akins to throw it in to Fries. Back to Akins, up firstly off the foot of a Bishop defender and Mackenzie Smith.
Smith, the only starter today that did not play on Friday. Very similar lineup to what they had Friday for the Bishops.
Almost a lot of the players in that game on Friday for the Bishops played all 90 minutes. Is that right, Sean?
So they had 6 players, including their goalkeeper, play all 90, and all 6 of those players are starting once again today.
And
Bulldogs only had 1 player play all 90, and that was Elise Fries.
Yeah, remind me of the score of the Bishops' last game on Friday.
It was 2-0 in favor of, I believe it was St. Mary Joseph.
So they lost 2-0. So it makes sense why they would have most of their starters play the whole game.
Mount St. Joseph, mind you.
There you go. Well, we're 5 minutes past. Pace kind of slowing down a little bit after the initial attack. Possession in the midfield by the Bishops. It's Tiffany Trin. Moving forward now is Vorenkamp. Hands it off wide. Back to Trin. Uses the left foot, gets it back to Vorenkamp. Moving towards the middle. Going to cross it now over to the other side. It's Ava Coletis. Stopped in front by Bader. A little miscommunication. Finds the ball back in the possession of Ohio Wesleyan. Now takes it back wide for Taryn Buxton. Battled by Bader again. And a nice tackle there from Bader pulls the Bulldogs back in possession. Here's Alana Earl. Got Fosman out wide. If they go to her through pass, Earl takes space, gives it off to Fosman on the left side, cuts it back right. Back over to the other side. And a little misplay there by Ashley Hughes. forfeits the Bulldogs' chance.
Fosman, we begged Fosman to be more aggressive going into the second half of the game on Friday, and once she really picked up that aggressiveness, it seemed the Bulldogs' tide turn. Right there, she was very passive. She wanted to get her teammates involved. I'd like to see that flip, going more aggressive out of their leading shot taker from Friday.
And a lot of what you see in soccer is they wait for the perfect opportunity, and sometimes that can be to the anguish of the fans. You're like, why don't you just shoot it from, even if you're outside the 18, just try for a shot. It's better than nothing to just keep passing it back and forth, all those little shots to get it in the exact right place where you want it. It's just hard to watch as a fan, but the players know what they're doing. They want to wait for a perfect opportunity because they don't want to waste it. Here's Bader working against Buxton. Gets back to Freeze on the left foot, skies the ball in the air. Fosman 50-50 ball with Coletis. Back in the possession of Ohio Wesleyan, now taken out wide to the far side.
After that 50-50 ball, it looked like Fosman shied away from the kick that left the foot of Prost. And if she stays alert there, she easily steals that ball. It was fanned on by Prost, and she shied thinking it was going to hit her. It would have been an easy steal and probably a breakaway chance for Fosman.
Foul goes against the Bishops, so a free kick for the Bulldogs. Sent a long way by DeCunick. And possession resides with Adrian. Here's Gucciardo. Back to Earl, going to take it out wide. Stepping up is Bree Akins. Gives it off to Bader. Back to Earl with the footwork. Gets it on the right foot, but it's clogged up by two Bishops, and she goes down in a foul against the battling Bishops.
Free kick here could lead to a goal. We've seen a free kick similar to this on Friday from the Terriers, and it ended up leading to the only goal the Terriers scored on the day, and it was from a very similar spot, only about 10 feet to the left.
Yeah, that was a really nice free kick we saw there from Hiram. An absolute laser in the top right corner. Here's Fosman to take it. Definitely a direct free kick, and with Fosman on the ball, she might give a shot on goal here. Fosman right foot off the wall. Slowly trickles in and scooped up there by the goalkeeper, Natalie Ryan.
Sometimes you got to add a little bit more finesse. It looked like she was just trying to bully it past that wall there. She can put some curl on it. It probably finds a corner.
Ryan boots it down a long way and hit off of the leg of DeCunick, who took a fall after a bump from behind from the Bishop.
Bader couldn't handle it there on the sideline. It dribbled off her knee and went out of play, so that leads to the throw-in for the Bishops.
Controlled by Buxton. Bader right on her backside, and Bulldogs regain possession. Here's Earl, going to take it out wide. And she had Hughes. Couldn't find the foot. Back with Ohio Wesleyan, knocking it around. It's Coletis. Near the sideline for Smith. Gets a nice bounce, goes down the sideline, Freeze with the left foot, boots it back into the central territory. Ava Coletis controls it again and going to play it all the way back for our goalkeeper, Natalie Ryan.
Ryan playing safe, not really taking that long kick to move possession up the field, instead giving it to one of her defenders to do it for her.
Sometimes that's not always the best play to kick it all the way down the midfield, then you forfeit a 50-50 ball, and a possession could end up with the Bulldogs. Rather just play it short, work your way across. Bulldogs have it now as Hughes. Kicks it off her own player and DeCunick. Back for Gucciardo. Goes wide for Perney. Down the sideline with Hughes being defended. And a little give and go there with Perney, and stepping up to make the play. It's like number 14, Beatrice Douglas Arnold, the freshman from Valparaiso, Indiana.
Yeah, the freshman's been all over the place on defense. It feels like we've called her name quite a bit already, as the Bishops are starting an attack, but a sloppy pass gives the ball right back to the Bulldogs. Pushed it right behind a breakaway winger. It's not what you want to see if you're a Bishop fan, but of course only a 2.5 hour drive. Some of the fans probably made the trip.
Here's Fosman with the Bishop on her back, getting a little forearm shove there. Still battling for it, and a nice clear job from Ohio Wesleyan. Finds its way back to the foot of Sam DeCunick, sends a mid-ball in off of the chest of a black jersey. Now stepping up to make the play is Gucciardo. Couldn't keep it on her foot. Finds its way to Smith. And here come the battling Bishops. Nice move there from Mia Bucci. Hands it off wide for Taryn Buxton. Pull back move on Bader. Back to Trin. Uses the left foot. Takes a wide missed touch. Or he'll try to corral. Back to Trin. Has time. Goes for a through ball. Off of the foot of Avery Curtin. Bounces around a little bit. And lastly, touch off the head of Samantha Gucciardo.
That is a phenomenal play by Freeze there to kick that ball straight behind her and do a good job putting anything to rest that the Bishops might have come away with.
We've seen her do that a couple of times now. Ball out of the air, right at about her hip length. Just takes the left foot and pushes it back into the center territory. Here's Fosman. Can't keep it on left foot. And a little deke there. Gets through at the 20-yard line. Goes back for Earl. Got space. Looking for her teammates. Takes it wide for Perney. Gucciardo got two coming on her. Hands it off for Akins. In the middle for Earl. And that one broken up by a Bishop. Finds its way back to Perney. Bulldogs retreat a little bit. That one sent back in by Bergeron. And the far linesman wags the flag, meaning a foul. Looks like it's going to go the Bishop's way.
Yeah, it looked like just a little bit too much physicality over there on that far side. Didn't catch the player's number, but it seemed like she was trying to clear the ball between the legs of the Bishop player and instead caught a little bit too much of the player in the act.
A lot of space here for Ava Coletis. Hands it offside inside for Trin. Goes for a through ball, and there's the speed of Mackenzie Smith. She's got the ball past the Bulldogs line, sends it in front, and going to be caught out of the air by the goalkeeper, number 64, Caitlin Stanton.
That's just a cross attempt there, but the teammate of Smith trailing a little bit too much. It looks like number 9, Avery Curtin, was who they were trying to set up in front.
Ball in the midfield, far side. It's Kaya Vorenkamp. Taken away by Ashley Hughes. Hughes over there in a missed pass. Puts possession back with Ohio Wesleyan. They cross it over the other side, but there's Bader to break it up. Freeze turns it over. One-time shot off the right foot and scooped up into the arms of Caitlin Stanton off the shot from Mackenzie Smith.
Stanton a lot busier today than she was in Friday's contest. Probably made more saves already in this game than she did all of Friday's matchup, as the defense in Friday's game really did a good job at keeping the ball away from any offensive territory that Hiram tried to grab. In today's action, it hasn't been so fortunate.
Yeah, we've seen that defensive line break a couple of times for the Bulldogs.
It seems to be a much more defensive lineup as well, as you add DeCunick into the lineup. Bader played defense to start the game yesterday, so just a lot more players that are defensively capable. The only player that I haven't really seen move back on defense is Fosman, who is currently.
That one out of play, and it'll go for the Bulldogs. Here comes a throw-in. Bree Aikens looking for an offensive attack. Going to play retreat back to Elise Freeze. Uses the right foot this time, and that's off of a Bishop defender. Bulldogs get an extra 20 yards.
Bader has to be careful there when that ball caromed off of, looks to be Coletis. Her hand shot up into the air, almost causing a handball, but got fortunate it was just a little bit too high.
Bulldogs will play it all the way back for Stanton. Gets right back to 14, and Bree Aikens can't keep it on the head. It goes back to the Bishops. We'll see if they go quickly on an attack.
Throw-ins have been a little bit sloppy today for both sides, as trying to do as you said and attack with those throw-ins, it's causing them to truly just leave things a little bit long and lead to turnovers.
Stepping up is Gucciardo to make the play. Back in the midfield, Earl now finds his way back to Ava Coletis, who plays it back for Carolina Prost. Through ball broken up by Bergeron, now in the middle, Gucciardo. Earl controls it on the center logo, broken up. And here come the battling Bishops, gotten a little chance here. It's Buxton inside for Smith, off a couple of Bulldogs' foots. And a errant shot towards the net, going to result in a goal kick.
That's really a fortuitous bounce for the Bulldogs, as that could have easily bounced off of a Bulldog player and seen a corner kick. Of course, first corner of the game would have been awarded to the Bishops, and something I'm sure the Bulldogs are trying to avoid at all costs today.
Off of the head of Tiffany Trin. Bishops control it. Back with Trin. Hounded by two Bulldogs defenders. That's Hughes. And Gucciardo tries to play it up to Fosman. Nothing happening there. A little frustrated there.
Yeah, a little bit. Fosman just seemed to get a little bit antsy, tried to move up the pitch before the ball ever left Freeze's foot, which caused the turnover, because if she stays put where she was, that's a perfect pass.
A lot more play on the near side here than the far side so far in this first half. Just over 27 minutes to go. It's Akins to throw it in, nice and soft to Hughes, broken up, and it goes back to the Bulldogs. Forcing the issue here is Akins. Earl kicks it off to the chest of Miyabuchi. And now it's Buxton. Over the side for Curtin. Let's see if they try to switch the field here. No, they go back to the near side. It's Smith. That one's off the foot of Akins again. Bishop's control. And an interception there from Ashley Hughes off her foot. Gives it to Fosman. Got room to work with. At the 40, going wide is Bader. She's got room to work with. Oh, but you can't keep a touch on her foot. It goes wide. And that's Haley Dasick.
I said this Friday, sometimes you try to move a little bit too quickly, and what you do is you push the ball too far out in front of yourself, and it leads to sloppy touches.
First substitution of the match coming in now is number 16, Paige Neal. Going to take out Taryn Buxton, who's had her name called a lot so far this time on the near side.
Neal played on Friday for the Bishops against Mount St. Joseph, but didn't record any stats.
Sent towards the middle off the chest of Trin. Fosman, nice touch, get it back to Bader. Uses the left foot, and that one intercepted by Ohio Wesleyan. And it's Bergeron. Looks like last touch off the foot of Fosman.
Looked like the Bishops were going to go quick with how fast the ball was picked up there, but I'm not sure which one of the players. It seemed like one of them told everyone to just slow down and be patient.
Ball goes through, but unable to control it was Avery Curtin. Throw it in, Melanie Perney, junior from Eaton Rapids, Michigan. And another substitution. This time it comes in a pair for Ohio Wesleyan, number 38, Ava Bruns, and also number 12, Jordan Adams.
Seems like they've pulled out Mackenzie Smith and trying to find the number on the other player.
I think that's number. Oh, wait, no, you said Mackenzie Smith.
It looked like number 8, Miyabuchi.
Yeah.
Only single digit that they had starting today besides Avery Curtin. It was 8 or 9, I can say that much. I just don't know which one.
Gucciardo goes down and is awarded with the free kick for the Bulldogs. they'll now be able to flip the field.
As the men's soccer team has now arrived to root on the women's counterpart.
Always good to see fellow Bulldog teams coming out to support. A lot of action here at Adrian College. Always a game going on to come out. Sent the through ball, and it's Ashley Hughes in a battle with number 22, Ava Coletis. That one last off the foot of Coletis. Bulldogs going to throw in deep in the Bishop's territory. Bree Akins off the touch to Fosman, gets it back to Hughes. Nice pullback move, goes back to Fosman. She sends a cross in, and it's going to be off of chest, but intercepting is Hughes. Earl takes a shot over the head and off the crossbar. What a chance for the Bulldogs there. Earl just sends a shot on net off the hand and off the crossbar of the goal out of Natalie Ryan.
Bader charged in, too, to try to get that second chance opportunity with the goalie down, but ended up running into a player from the Bishops, and now there's a Bulldog returning to action a little bit slow here, and that is Bader, who jogged back a little slow after colliding with the Bishops player there in the box.
The Bishops were able to flip the field very fast there. All the way down, even got a cross in, but scooped up by Stanton again. She kicks it off 50-50 ball off of the head of number 23, Haley Dasek.
Good to see Bader there moving as well as, like I said, she returned so slow. I was curious if there was going to be an injury or something where she had to leave the pitch, but she reacted to that sky kick from Stanton. And
Free sends the ball and off the foot of Ava Coletis and back off the head of Bree Akins. Takes it wide. Here's Earl. Looking for Bader. Gone down wide. She chases after. It's the first to it. Bader down on the left side. Cuts it back and off the foot of number 22, Ava Coletis. Bulldogs get a corner kick.
well, I think we can put the injury rumors to rest there, as Bader came all the way across the field to chase that ball down and be the first player to it.
Even I was surprised she got there that fast. It'll be Earl for the corner kick. A lot of bodies inside for the Bulldogs. Got about 4 just inside the goal line. Or excuse me, inside the end zone. After Earl kicks it, you got to think they're all going to crash in.
Interesting to see what the goalie's
Kick
going to
is
do
up.
here.
Off the punch from Ryan and off ahead of a Bulldog will be a goal kick. Bishop's played out quick. Onto the far side. Here comes a ball. And it's Vorenkamp. First intercepted by Perney. Fosman looks to control. This time kicked in the air by Douglas Arnold. And last touch off the head of Bree Akins. Just over 20 minutes to go here in the first half. Bulldogs just had a corner kick. Best chance so far. That even after coming off of Earl's crossbar shot. Bader plays it back for Bergeron. It's got room. Sends a long ball. Looking for Ashley Hughes. She's out in the open. One touch. Can she get it on her left foot? And that one's going to be sent out wide by, again, Ava Coletis. Bulldogs back-to-back corner kicks.
Hughes really ran wide there. If she could have touched it and beat Coletis straight up the middle, she would have had a much more opportune chance to take advantage.
Looks like it'll be Earl again with the corner kick. Fosman running out wide. Almost all of the Bishop's defenders in there. Here's the kick is up, and again punched out by Natalie Ryan. Real nice play from the goalkeeper there. Bader tries to send it back in, and it'll bounce its way for another goal kick. Battling Bishops look to pass it around. In the middle, it's Avery Curtin. Back for Trent. He's got Neal going wide instead. There it is, the Neal on the near side. Gucciardo plays hesitantly in the middle now for Vorenkamp. Goes again wide for Neal. Bishops moving it up nicely. Inside for Vorenkamp. And now taken away by Gucciardo. Hughes battling with Vorenkamp. Vorenkamp looking for a player to pass to. Finally gets it to Curtin. And stepping up Gucciardo off of the slide tackle from Neal. Space to work with for Avery Curtin. Passes it out wide for Ava Bruns. Working against Bree Akins. Now in the middle for Curtin. Up top at the 15-yard line. Broken up nicely there by who else? Delaney Bader. Here's Hughes. Up for Fosman. That one kicked out wide and sent out of play by Ava Coletis.
It almost seems like the Bishops are really trapping Fosman here. Every time the ball gets passed to her, she's got 4 defenders surrounding her with nothing to do.
Yeah, they think they read the scouting report on how she was the leading scorer last year. Scored 1 goal in the opener on Friday. Turnover in the Bulldogs area. Takes it down low. Here's Bruns. Can she get a crossover? And it's going to be sent out wide off the foot of Freeze. And now first goal kick for the Battling Bishops.
Not only did she score one of the goals for the Bulldogs on...
Maybe I was mistaken. It must have been off of Ava Bruns last. It's a goal kick for Adrian.
Not only did Fosman, though, score one of the goals for the Bulldogs, also took 7 shots, and the next closest player had 2. That was Miller and Bader.
Coming in on substitution was Gracie Jagazinski in there for Alana Earl, who had a lot of action. Shot on net, 2 corner kick, so she gets a little break. Over 16 minutes to go in the first half. Freeze, another long boot off of the head of a Bishop defender. Sent past the line by Ashley Hughes. It's going to trickle all the way down for Natalie Ryan. Trent in the middle, uses the left foot, gets it out wide. It's like Haley Dasek. And can't keep it in play over there with the Bishops. Throw goes back to the Bulldogs. Back and forth kickball, this one off the head of Bree Akins. Bader, Gucciardo's got to hurry, had one on her back. Played towards the middle, up over the top. Here comes Freeze, intercepted, slips, shot from deep, and that one's going wide. Well, had a little antsy there from Kaya Vorenkamp. Saw the open opportunity and shot from about 25 yards out.
Yeah, and she's beating herself up about it now. She really wants that one back. I think she had 3 more steps she could have took before she was really being pressured by the defense. Maybe she needs to utilize that space a little bit better next time.
Goal kick from Stanton. Off of the head, shoulders, and everything else. Here's Bader. Plays it wide for Hughes, and coming to the aid is Atkins.
2 more subs awaiting to enter the pitch for the Bishops now, as they've been utilizing a lot of their bench today.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of the conditioning failing off there from Friday after a long 90 minutes of play from 6 of the 11 starters. 2-0 win. You had to think they would have been really trying to push it there in the latter stages. Fosman hands it off, and it's to Kunick. Sends a cross in with the right foot. Ends up being a shot right into the hands of Natalie Ryan. And she plays it out quick, looking for her teammate. Roll, can she get to it before it hits the sideline? She can. Looks like it's Paige Neal. Plays it down the sideline. Bader will have possession. Freeze. Left foot. Nearly off the hand, and it was off the hand of Ashley Hughes.
Looks like Pat Ferguson, head coach for the Bishops, is getting a little bit angry with some of his players just not attacking up the pitch as fast as he may like. Forgive me, that might be, I think that's assistant coach Jim Wendling.
Sometimes the assistant coach can get a little more angry than the head coach.
Looks to be the man in the second chair. Usually the head coach is going to be the one closest to the substitution box. So,
a couple more subs here for the Bulldogs. Makes Victoria Segan.
Segan had an assist on Friday. And I believe one of only 2 assists on the 3 goals.
Crossan goes all the way through out the back end, resulting in a goal kick for Adrian College. One more sub coming in. For the Bulldogs, number 11, Charlotte Pouget. Goal kick from Stanton. Just off the top of the head of Paige Neal. See if the Bulldogs try to work quick. It's Segan to throw it in. And a nice touch from Charlotte Pouget. Now Gucciardo plays it back for Bergeron. Into the middle, Trin. Gucciardo first to it. Couple of bumping and 2 Bulldogs collide, and it goes back to the Bishops.
Yeah, the freshman Victoria Segan, really unaware of where her teammate was, caused that collision, and you could see the frustration on the face of Gucciardo.
And I think Gucciardo there a little bit too, playing a little aggressive, trying to go for the ball that she couldn't corral firstly, and Segan tried to help come to the aid, but just couldn't happen. Here's Fosman in the middle, got room to work with, looking to go out wide, going to send it over the head of Bishop. Can Gracie Jagazinski get to it? Down there on the end line, it looks like it will go back to the Bishops.
That is a phenomenal job by the defender, cutting off Jagazinski and not touching the ball, just letting it roll out so that they get the throw in.
That's really a lot of strategy you see is the ball is rolling. You know it's off the other team, so you kind of just box out the defender, not letting them touch it. And then the ball rolls out and you get the next possession. Time ticking away at this one, 11 minutes on the dot to go. In the first half, both these teams knotted up at 0. Here's Bader. Plays it back. It's Bergeron. And now one nicked off of the foot of number 12, Jordan Adams, who I think that was the latest sub for Ohio Wesleyan. Here's Gucciardo. Look to play it wide for Victoria Segan. Instead, they keep it in the middle. Threw a ball through, and it's Anna Marie Fosman gets tripped up. No call into the hands of Natalie Ryan.
That seemed to be a little bit of a self-inflicted wound as she ran into the back of the Bishops defender and caused herself to fall down.
Nice move here from Paige Neal. Goes back to the Bulldogs. Gucciardo. Fosman cuts it back right. Tries to get it on a shot end, but not going to happen.
Wonder if she's feeling some of the ill effects of that collision. She keeps fixing her shin guard, which sometimes when players are constantly fixing their equipment, it's an excuse for them to catch their breath or maybe tender to one of those injuries that they might be dealing with when they don't want the coach to know that they're actually injured.
Or even kind of a deke move to make the opponent think, hey, I'm not in the play right now, almost like tying your shoe, and then all of a sudden, hey, I'm ready. Get back in the play off guard. Is that the linesman calling offsides?
I believe the ball was kicked out of play, as you can see where the throw-in is going to take place so far up the pitch.
I was going to say, I'm like, Fosman wasn't offsides at all. She was clearly easily 5 yards before the last defense, but I see. And a nice break up there from who else? Delaney Bader. Ball sent through, gets it. Far side. Stepping up is Perney. Now Bader with the footwork. Getting off guard by Katie Adams. 50-50 ball. It's Freeze with the header. Goes to Gucciardo. Kick tie now controlled by Gracie Jagosinski. Down the sideline. It's Perney, and she just kicks it out.
That's a heads-up move by Perney. She looked at where her defense was, realized that they weren't really in the best position, so instead of dribbling the ball around for a minute, she just kicked it out of play.
Free steps up, looks to clear it. Gets a little kick out, and now she gets the big boot. But Bader goes down, so a free kick will be granted right from about where Freeze kicked it anyway.
It's interesting to see because the Bulldogs were so physical on Friday against the Terriers. Now they're playing against this Bishops team that's bringing the physicality to them, and it's really just a tale of two worlds in how this game has altered.
A beautiful touch there from Bria Akins, but spoiled by Victoria Segan. Throw in coming from Lily Van Ormer. That one, yeah. That was an illegal throw in. She didn't get it all the way over her head. Bulldogs get the ball back. Seven minutes to go. Here's Segan. Gets it through to Akins. Osmond plays it back. Gucciardo couldn't keep it close. Ohio Wesleyan regains possession, and they'll go all the way back to Ryan. Long through ball sent off the head of a Bishop. Streaking through is Ava Bruns. Segan there to break it up, and she's able to do so. Forces the throw in near the flag. Quickly sent back in. Bader plays it wide, and now here's Segan again. Misses the left foot, and now loses possession. Segan going to play it back. Freeze uses the left foot to kick it out. One bounce. Still kept in. And now it's finally taken out of play by Ava Bruns.
I think the Bulldogs got lucky there. It looked like Jagosinski caught that, or mind you, that was Pouget who caught that ball on her hand.
Out wide. It's Melanie Perney. Sends a long through ball off of the head of Prost. Halted by Bader. Back to Prost. Going to make its way all the way to Natalie Ryan. And they'll play it back to Natalie Ryan. Bishop's just kind of holding it now, looking for an opportunity. Over 5 minutes to go. Plays it down the sideline for Neal. Up top, and it's Ava Bruns beating Victoria Segan. Excuse me, that's Freeze down there. Segan's not even back. Bruns got an open shot, crosses it in front. The right foot, and it's all wide by Katie Adams. What an opportunity.
That is Adams' first shot of the season, and Brunn set her up perfectly. But sometimes when it's your first chance, you get a little bit anxious, and that was a chance of a century to score.
That was right in front of the net. Just inside the PK line. Couldn't get any better than that. Best opportunity yet for the Bishops. Knocked out of play, throw in for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs looking to push things up. Pass back for Bergeron. And she kicks it out of play. Goes back to Ohio Wesleyan.
Would like to see either of these teams really pick up the aggression. The Bishops really have started trying to do that, taking advantage of some of the freshmen on the field for the Bulldogs.
And here's Bader. Got space to work with. Plays it down wide. The cross. Kicked off of the foot of Van Ormer. And the ref's signal goes up and it is offsides. Little confusion there on where the ball should be placed. It was offsides. Natalie Ryan's like, where do you want me to put it? Finally gets it off. 2:40 to go. And here's Prost. Intercepted by Gucciardo. Goes back to Prost. They play it back again for Natalie Ryan. Prost right boots it. There's Segan off of her stomach. Gives it off for Bader. Look to play it wide. There's Perney. One touch to Bergeron, who sends it in the middle. And intercepted by Prost. Now a high in the air. And a whiff there from Victoria Segan. Gucciardo plays it back for Freeze. Settles things down. Goes wide for Segan. And you're going to play it all the way back for Caitlin Stanton. With under 2 minutes to go here. Freeze. Segan. Goes with the back foot. And unfortunately could be handled by Charlotte Pouget.
That is a phenomenal job by Segan, and we've seen her struggle a little bit, making some mistakes that you'll see out of freshman athletes, but she really picked up the pace of play there and made a phenomenal move around the defender, really boosting her confidence levels up.
Now in the middle, it's Adams, sends it out wide for Curtin. In the middle, one-time shot up, and it's off the hands of Stanton.
Just under one half of play, Stanton's already made more saves in this game than she had shots faced in the last game.
Take a look back at it. I think it was number 23, Haley Dasick. So first corner kick here for Ohio Wesleyan. 45 seconds to go. Comes the kick. It's short and low. Bounces a couple times. Bader kicks it out. And it escapes Bulldogs territory, but they're going to play it back down. Here's the left foot. Inside Adams trying to cut it off. Instead it's Gucciardo. And now it's Jagosinski. Top of the head. Here's Fosman. 20 seconds to go. And that one kicked out wide by Van Ormer. Bulldogs go fast. 10 seconds left. Are they going to get anything left? And with that last kick, it doesn't look like anything's going to happen in the first half. And as the seconds trickle down, horn sounds. We've reached the end of 45 minutes of play. And the score sits just as we entered 0-0. Sean, what do you got?
Nothing really has happened. Bulldogs seem to be playing very defensive-minded, which is good because it's counteracting how offensively aggressive the Bishops are playing, but you need to counterattack better. They only have Fosman playing offensive-focused. You need to put someone like Bader and have somebody else in that offensive side of the field just so that way Fosman isn't getting triple-teamed as soon as the ball is kicked her way.
Yeah, I think early in that first half especially we saw Alana Earl in there with her. She was doing a lot of dirty work. She kicked both of the corners. Number 5, Alana Earl in the gold. Keep your eye out for her. She was out the last 15 minutes of play. Don't know if it was an injury or maybe just giving her a break. Hopefully she'll come back out fresh off in the second half, and she'll do a lot more to help out Fosman. So Wheeler ended here at halftime, but don't go anywhere. Another 14 minutes to go until the start of the second half. Ohio Wesleyan University 0, Adrian College Bulldogs 0 here on Adrian College Television. Sean Whitmer and Nathan Linner up here in the booth. We'll be right back after this intermission.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great, great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Docking Family Stadium. Just over 4.5 minutes to go until the second half kicks off, but our intermission video is a little short, so we'll just kind of ramble here for a while. Sean, you got some stuff?
Yeah, I mean, both these teams coming into today, this is, of course, they matched up last year, like we mentioned, and Bulldogs were unable to get the win, but it was on the road, and that's really where the Bulldogs struggled last year. They were 8-1 at home. They were 4-4-1 on the road. So playing on their home field really shows the advantage they get, and that just goes back to those 6 home games we talked about in the pre-show.
Yeah, like you said, 12-5-1 last year, 8-1 at home. The only loss at home was the regular season game against the top team in the conference in Calvin University. Coming up here for the Bulldogs, their schedule, like I said earlier, they're at home for a while, so next 4 matches at home. Wednesday against Manchester University, Saturday against Otterbein University, the following Tuesday against Madonna, and wrapping it up on Saturday, September 13th against Wittenberg University. All those games can be seen and heard right here on Adrian College Television, and also visit AdrianBulldogs.com for match times and the schedule for the rest of the year, as well as all other athletic teams here on campus. I think the boys soccer team starting up pretty soon here in the next week. I think they already had their first match, but first one at home probably coming up this week. Also like to give a shout out to our crew today. Our good friend Michael Hale on the top cam. Other good friend Tate Wise is our director. Alex Herman also helping out today. Sean Whitmer and I am Nathan Linder up here in the booth. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast of Adrian College Television. So, Sean, a little bit of the matchup history between these two teams. This is the 4th time these two programs have met. Ohio Wesleyan has won all 3 previously. So they won 6-1 in 1989, and then they won 12-0 in 1998. Most recently, obviously last year, 2024, Adrian fell 4-0 on the road in Delaware, Ohio, which is just north of Columbus. If you're looking on the map, maybe trying to plan out a trip. It's always still nice here in the fall to get out on a road trip. Sean, I think you're heading on a road trip pretty soon?
Yeah, I'm heading over to Valparaiso for the men's football team playing against Valparaiso, and that's going to be, I believe, Saturday the 6th. Going to be a fun call with Ian Wendt over on WLEN.
So just over 2 minutes to go. We're going to play another 1-minute short video here before we get set to get going for the second half. You've been watching NCAA women's soccer on Adrian College Television between Ohio Wesleyan University and Adrian College Bulldogs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years, never experienced before you arrive today, and never replicated after you graduate.
And we're back here, Docking Family Stadium. Still a beautiful day out, around 75 degrees, sunny, little wind. Got to feel pretty hot on that turf, Sean. What do you got?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a warm one today. As we seen during the intermission, a bunch of the fans were standing up here by our box, the only place in the stadium to get some shade. But looking over at the Ohio Wesleyan schedule from last year, they did beat the Bulldogs 4-0, as we've mentioned, but they started their season against Mount St. Joseph the same way they did this year. However, the Bulldogs' first matchup was against Ohio Wesleyan, so Ohio Wesleyan started with a little bit of a warm-up prior to playing the Bulldogs. They didn't have to travel, and Ohio Wesleyan was 6-0-2 at home last year, just emphasizing how good they were. They were also 3-5-1 on the road. All 5 of their losses coming in road contests, and we'll see if they can get their first win since October 15th, which they beat Hiram College 4-0, and then they had 3 ties and a loss to close out their season.
Yeah, so good job for the Bulldogs to get one win out of the way on Friday. Nice little warm-up match there before having a real good contest here against Ohio Wesleyan, as well as Ohio Wesleyan also had their first contest on Friday. So both these teams one match into the season looking, Ohio Wesleyan looking for the first win of the season. Adrian College making sure to keep their slate clean here at home.
Little look at some team stats from last year as well. Bulldogs scored 36 goals as a team. The Bishops only scored 24. Really just showing how quickly the Bulldogs turned their season around after that Bishops matchup where they weren't able to score anything.
Well, we're ready to kick it off again. Fosman over to Earl. Like we said, Alana Earl is going to play a big factor here in the offensive attack for the Bulldogs. Like you said, you wanted Fosman to be a little more aggressive, but she just gets bottlenecked up between multiple Bishop defenders. So hopefully Earl can come to her aid, and as well as on the right side, Gracie Jagazinski, who didn't start the game, so a little more fresher legs. Fosman played all 45 minutes, so we'll see how she fares here. Now plays out wide for Jagazinski. One time, and that one's off the shin of Beatrice Douglas-Arnold. Bulldogs have an early corner kick less than 30 seconds in.
And it looks to be Earl coming back onto the field.
Jagazinski kicks it. That's a hard laser off of the head of Douglas-Arnold. Kind of bounces around. And out of play. It'll be a goal kick for Ohio Wesleyan.
So Earl comes back. As you said, she sat down for about 15 minutes there to end the first as
Tate kind of psyched us out there with the replay. Got to be a little faster than that, Tate. It's all right. You're getting used to it. Back in the midfield here. There's Bader, plays it out wide for Pouget. Still kind of bouncing around. And back in there's Victoria Segan. Gets the start in the second half. We'll see how Coach Nathan Cronwetter decides to play this. Kind of going with the second strings to start the half, and then maybe bringing in a couple more heavy hitters later in the game, depending on how it rolls on. If it just stays 0-0, bring in the heavy hitters to try to get a goal on. Booted a long way by Douglas-Arnold. Kept by Bergeron, and now going all the way down. There's Freeze, and she's just going to kick that one out. Haley Dasek to throw it in. Down there is Jordan Adams, and it eventually goes out of play, and it will be a corner kick here for Ohio Wesleyan. So 2 corner kicks, one for each team early on in the second half.
That's an interesting call. From this angle, it didn't look like a Bulldog ever touched it. But they're going to say that it was just barely poked, given the corner.
I believe that's Ava Bruns to kick it. Throws the hands up. Lofty pass off the head, and they score! Ohio Wesleyan off of the header puts them up 1-0. They crack the egg here early on in the second half.
Yeah, just a phenomenal job. Exactly how we've seen the Bulldogs strike first in their last contest, as this is a perfect corner, and it's just skied over everyone, playing on the backside for the one-hop header to find the back of the net and beat Stanton for the first time on the year.
Now we talk about the heavy hitters coming in. The official call is number 14, Beatrice Douglas-Arnold. The freshman, her first collegiate goal here. Puts the Battling Bishops up 1-0. Lofted back into Bulldog territory. That one sent up and out by Melanie Perney. Thrown in by Haley Dasick. Now in the middle for Vorenkamp. Footwork by number 8, Mia Bucci, off of a Bulldog defender, and the whistle blows. Bulldogs get a free kick.
I'd like to see the Bulldogs capitalize with an opportunity here, as every single thing in this first 5 minutes of the second half has really felt like it's been Ohio Wesleyan.
Yeah, besides the one corner kick they had early on. Nice move there from Trin. Plays it out wide, one hop, and it's corralled by Ava Coletis. Plays it back, stepping up now. Back down for Coletis, and she can't get it on her foot to force a cross in there. Goes down the baseline for a goal kick.
This is where the strategy really comes out. Is Stanton going to boot this one long or just play it safe and allow for one of her teammates to pass it up the pitch?
Looks like she's going long. The right foot boot from Stanton, 50-50 ball off the head of Ava Coletis. And unable to keep it in there was Kaya Vorenkamp.
That really looked like an awkward angle kick there, just trying to do everything she could to keep that ball in play, but leads to the throw-in.
Yeah, the ball is not technically out of play until the whole ball crosses completely over the line, whether in the air at any point. So even if the ball is right hovering over the line in midair, you can still kick it out and try to keep it in. Two bodies collide. That's Perney. Goes out, goes for the Battling Bishops.
That was just a little bit too lackadaisical out of Jagosinski. She really pulled up, and the ball bounced right off her foot and went out of play.
Trin plays it out wide. There's number 31, Lily Van Ormer. Passes it inside for Bucci. Through a couple Bulldog defenders. Bucci again. Now inside. The middle is Vorenkamp. And Segan able to kick it back out. Bishops still have a lot of control here in the Bulldogs' territory. Left foot from Vorenkamp. And that one scooped up off the ground from Caitlin Stanton. Right foot boot just over the 50-yard line, touched by two Battling Bishops, who now control it. Trin with Bucci, now going to play it down for Ava Bruns. Bruns working on freeze. Take it out, and it's going to be another corner kick.
This is the last thing you want if you're the Bulldogs here, giving such a favorable opportunity to the Bishops, especially when this is how they scored their last one. We'll see if they can do the same from the other side.
All of them clumped in at the PK mark. Bucci puts the hand up, the left foot high and lofty. No one can get the initial bounce. Kicked once by Van Ormer and out again by, I believe, that was Gucciardo.
It's interesting to note as well, there's so many breakaway opportunities there off the corner if a Bulldog player can corral the ball cleanly. As there's only two defenders back, and then you have the one offensive player back deep for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, everyone is so clumped in there inside the 18-yard line that if the Bulldogs are able to corral it, then possibly they would be able to have a breakaway opportunity, like you said. Is noticing now that the goalkeeper for Ohio Wesleyan, Natalie Ryan, is way far up at the 35-yard line.
If Fosman can get the ball and just put enough power on it, she might be able to beat Ryan to the goal.
Coming through is Bader, and now it reaches Fosman. She can come back towards the middle, knock it down, and there's going to be a free kick. See if the Bulldogs can go fast. They do. Plays it out wide for number 17, Gracie Jagosinski. She sends a long crossing pass, but to no one, intercepted off of the thigh of Van Ormer.
Wonder if that's part of the strategy there by the Bishops with the goalie playing so high up. Just create that foul, make it something light and easy so that you don't get a card and you leave yourself a chance to get the goalie back without running the risk of giving up a goal.
Off of the head of Kaya Vorenkamp. More headers. There's Vorenkamp again. And one sent out wide. Can it be corralled by Ava Coletis? It is. Off of her right foot. Looking to get across. Worked on by Segan. Gets into the middle. Gucciardo knocks it away, and coming in hard is number 17, Tiffany Trin. Knocks Bader on her stomach.
Well, the Bishops have really dominated the physicality in this game, and that's part of the reason why they're up 1-0, because they're doing everything so wisely just to create physical chances for themselves.
And they have been physical, and even shows on the stats. In the first half, they had 4 total fouls. Bulldogs only the 1. And that's going to happen when you play physical. You're going to get a couple fouls called against you.
I believe they've already had 2 here in this second half.
Which is different from what the game was last year. In the first half, they had 0 fouls. Broken up by Bader. Now Earl, and it's going to go against the Bulldogs. A free kick here for Ohio Wesleyan.
Yeah, last year it was 7 fouls by the Bulldogs and 4 by the Bishops. All 4 of those came in the second half when they were just trying to control their lead.
Bergeron sends an errant through pass. This one collected by Izzy Trehi Metzen.
That looked to be just a quick clear. It wasn't really.
Gucciardo. Got a lot of room to work with, at least 10 yards. Hands it off for Fosman. Can go back to Gucciardo if she wants. Instead, plays it inside. Can she get to her left foot? Goes for a through ball. And unable to reach it was Gracie Jagosinski.
Yeah, that's just an errant through pass. Really didn't angle it at all to the corner where her teammate was. She put it straight on ahead, so it skipped straight out of play. If you look here, she has the chance to just put it at that angle, and she plays it straight forward. There's no chance for anybody to get there.
I thought she could have went wide right back to Gucciardo, who could have played it one more touchdown to the corner and got a cross pass in. They had a couple of players in there. I think it's Pouget and Fosman could have played back into the center, and even Jagosinski. And instead, they try to play it towards the middle.
I didn't see who came on the pitch, but I did see Bader came off for the Bulldogs.
Now that surprises me a little bit. Delaney Bader heading off in the middle of the second half. Here's breakaway opportunity, but it's going to bounce all the way for Caitlin Stanton. Considering how important Delaney Bader has been to the squad, she was the player of the match on Friday night's game, and you're going to take her out just in 13 minutes into the second half, and now she's not going to be on the pitch for the last 30 minutes of this one. Here's an opportunity. Gucciardo plays it down low for Fosman. Got room to work with. Not a lot of help in the middle, though. Fosman down low, gets it past her defender, weaves in left foot, and she tries to go short side, but can't get it in. Goes wide.
Well, like you said, she had no help in the middle at the start, but once she tried to take the shot, she did. She could have easily played the pass, as you see here. It's a perfect pass up the side of the field, and once she puts the brakes on, she makes the defender look silly. She sprints past, and she had the help that she was looking for. Just decided to take the shot, and sometimes selflessness leads to goals. Right there, she tried to do it all herself.
Here's Natalie Ryan just outside the 18-yard line, directing traffic. Sends the ball a low laser. Nice touch there by Segan. Broken up by Ohio Wesleyan. Throw in for the Battling Bishops.
Not quite sure what's going on, but looks like the Bulldogs bench is all getting loose and warmed up, so might see mass substitution come here soon.
I seen them do that in the first half. I think it's just a reason for the coach to get them to keep loosened up. You don't want to just be standing there for another 20 minutes. Ball trickles all the way down. It ended up being hit out by Douglas Arnold. They they just run down there, keep their legs loose. You know, you don't want to just be standing for 30 minutes and then have your coach, hey, go get ready. And, you know, you got to stay in there for another minute just trying to get your legs loose. Just go down, stay loose. That way you're ready in case the coach calls your number.
So if I'm not mistaken, the player that came in for Bader looked to be number 14, Bree Akins, who didn't start the half but was a starter in today's game, so didn't necessarily pull Bader out for a rotationary player, just pulled her out for one of the other starters.
Now low just inside the 18-yard line, now plays it back out. Here's Haley Dasick in the middle for Trin. Sends a through ball up top and no one home into the hands of Caitlin Stanton.
Brooker is now standing ready to sub in for the battling Bishops. And joining alongside her is Avery Curtin.
Off of the noggin of Beatrice Douglas Arnold. Goes wide and able to keep it in are the battling Bishops. Now Van Orber turns it over. Bulldogs gave it right back. Long boot and out of play.
It's just more of the same over and over again. Some of these passes are just, they're trying to one-touch pass, and it's getting off the foot a little bit too hot, leading to turnovers.
Stepping up for that one, Melanie Perney. Gucciardo with a touch. And Earl stops that one. Jagosinski. And kicked out. Bulldogs get the throw in. Now we'll have the substitutions come in. And for the Bulldogs, also number 8, Ashley Hughes.
Hughes had that breakaway attempt earlier that got squandered by the defender cutting her off.
Going to take out Gracie Jagosinski, the freshman from Royal Oak, Michigan.
Jagosinski was playing good for the Bulldogs. It was just a couple errant passes, a couple pulling up a little bit too early instead of chasing after the ball a little bit more aggressive. But as a freshman, you can't really ask for much more.
Tempo is slowed down here as we enter under 29 minutes to go in the second half. And there's the long boot from Ryan off the head of Earl. Out wide. It's Brooker. And gives a little forearm shove to Charlotte Pouget. Hits the deck hard. Bulldogs awarded a free kick. Earl steps up, working against Curtin. Here's Earl, going to play it out wide. She has Perney and unable to keep it on her foot on a turnover for the Bulldogs.
That's a junior, too. That's not a simple mistake you'll see from freshmen a lot of times. That's somebody you expect to make those plays and keep the ball, but she makes up for it with the effort there.
Kind of took her eyes off the ball before she controlled it. Off of the shoulder of Akins. And Earl intercepts that pass. Here's Hughes looking for help. Gets through. And now it's Gucciardo. Plays it out wide and unable to find Fosman. Gucciardo with the header. Finds it back to Earl. Back off the foot of Miyabuchi. High kick there from Gucciardo. Gets whistled down. Bishops will have possession here on the free kick.
That was maybe the most obvious high kick possible, as she was making contact with the player she almost kicked in the face.
Long low pass off of the chest of Brooker. Still in and now kicked out by Victoria Segan. Left foot into the center of the pitch. Unable to be controlled by Ava Bruns. The Bulldogs could just get possession here. They might be able to send Fosman on a long ball right in front of our camera well here. Gucciardo steps up, but now it's Trin. There it is. Earl. Now she's got Fosman, takes it deep. Fosman, can she get to it before it runs out of play? She is, but right on her tail is Beatrice Douglas-Arnold, and she can't keep it in down the sideline.
As it looks like Bader's going to be checking in for the Bulldogs here soon. Just needed a quick break to catch her breath.
I'd like to think that if Earl could have got that one a little more tailing towards the goal line, Fosman would have had a good opportunity there. And here comes Bader in, this time for Alana Earl, who exits with just over 25 minutes to go.
Be interesting to see if they're going to do more of the same with Earl and have Earl come in for one of the freshmen later, maybe taking out Segan, who came in for Earl back in the first half.
Fosman plays a quick throw-in down for Akins. Kicked out. Bulldogs keep gaining ground on the throw-ins. Controlled by Gucciardo, but quickly stepped up was Kaya Vorenkamp. Sent it towards the middle, and a header from Bree Akins goes wide, and battling Bishops with a goal kick.
Opportunity is all you can ask for, and in that situation, Bulldogs created an opportunity. It was just not necessarily the best look at the goal.
They got out wide. Bishops intercepted there from Segan. Fosman, if she can turn, goes down wide, and it's going to get out of play.
Fosman had Hughes behind her. She just couldn't necessarily see where Hughes was as we take a look at that play earlier. Just a skying boot, and the header was not taken off the proper part of the head, so it skipped far away from the goal.
Coming up to make the play, Ashley Hughes. Take it out wide right. Try to cut it back there with Charlotte Pouget. Sends a slowly shot on net, and that one falling on top of by Natalie Ryan.
You look at a chance like that and you really think, oh, well, there was no chance that would have scored, but you see a lot of professional goalkeepers make mistakes on those easy balls. Sometimes you just got to hope that they make one, so you give them the opportunity to do so.
Time ticking down, 23 minutes to go here in the second half. Bulldogs still trailing 1-0. They have had a lot of control here, though, in the past 7 minutes, I would say, as opposed to the Bishops. They had it there early in the first part of the second half. Bulldogs have really controlled this game, and there is a hard taken down.
Still no card from the official, so just a general foul, letting them play through a lot of this physicality, but you'd expect if the Bishops keep up this way, they're going to start getting some cards their way.
Yeah, you really don't see a lot of hard penalties like that that'll warrant a card. Free kick from Freeze. 50-50 ball in the middle. It squeaks through. Fosman has it control. And it's going to be blown dead for offsides.
The defense pushed up on that skying kick, and Fosman stayed put, so she ended up getting into an offside trap almost.
Yeah, that could be some of the trouble there as an attacker. You're going to be just sitting on the back line of the defense, but all of a sudden the defense will just take 2 steps forward to catch you off guard, make you offsides, but it is a risky play as if you're not caught offsides. As here's a breakaway opportunity. It's Jordan Adams, and Freeze quickly to it, kicks it out of play. Nice hustle there from Elise Freeze, the captain.
And that's why Freeze played all 90 minutes in that first game, because she might not make a lot of scoring opportunities for her team, but she puts to rest a lot of the scoring opportunities from the other side.
A weak cross sent in into the paws of Caitlin Stanton. Lays it out over the head of Pouget. Back in the possession of Ohio Wesleyan.
Pouget just seems to be struggling with positioning there as two of the taller players from the Bishops were just playing around with it, keeping it away from her.
Yeah, we've seen her kind of hesitant between trying to playing out wide or perhaps coming back inside, and it looks like she's going to be taken out this time for number 19, Sam DeCunick.
That's a very defensive-focused move for the Bulldogs, as DeCunick is one of their better defenders, but Pouget is one of their faster players up the sideline.
Bishops move quickly out of the hands of Natalie Ryan. Played out wide for Haley Dasick. Left foot, it's Trin, but she's on quickly by two Bulldog defenders. And that one sent out wide to no one by Samantha Gucciardo.
That's a tough play for the Bulldogs, as Gucciardo looked like she was trying to curl that pass around, get it to one of her teammates, but did not have nearly as much curl as I think she wanted it to.
Long throwing down the line from Dasick. Steps up to make that kick. Trin in the middle. Instead, it's DeCunick. Dasick again. Plays it down the line. Looking for Paige Neal. And Bergeron through the legs of Neal. Bulldogs regain possession. Off of the shoulder of a Bishop. That was Katie Adams. And knock it off the head of Haley Dasick. Bulldogs finally get the throw in.
Dasick's done a great job today with control, really keeping her defender away from the ball and making some nice touches. That's a tough call to make if you're the ref, because the taller player was the Bishop's player, but it did look like the Bulldogs player was the only one to make a touch on it.
Yeah, hit right off the noggin of her. Well, goes back to the Bulldogs. Couldn't control it there, Ava Bruns. Ooh, a little pump fake there from Bergeron. She's got it now. That's Melanie Perney. Down the sideline, Haley Dasick. And it was called out of play before she could get that one down.
Bulldogs are counting their blessings there with that one, as the Bishops had a player screaming down the field.
Knocked out of play again there by Paige Neal. Perney to throw it in. Under 18 minutes to go in the second half. Bulldogs have had their chances, but not lately here in the last 5 minutes. Here comes one. Delaney Bader through the legs of Beatrice Douglas-Arnold, still battling for it. Fosman comes to help. Knocks Douglas-Arnold on her back, but it ends up in the middle. Freeze with a kick. Skips down towards the corner, and it will be a goal kick.
That's a spot where you really hope it takes that bounce and goes for a throw-in. Corner kick, it's a lot easier to gain some ground than it is with a throw-in in that area of the field.
A quick goal kick from Ryan. And now working the far side here is Ohio Wesleyan. Down the line, over the head of a Bulldog defender. Freeze whiffs on one opportunity. But the Bulldogs will regain the throw. Booted towards the center by Brooker, off of the shoulder of Perney. She looks to escape it out, and she will out the side. Warrants a throw-in, but that's going to be a while before anyone gets there.
That's also a phenomenal job, because otherwise that's a corner kick, and the corner they would have been kicking from would have been the one they already scored one goal.
Dasick now to Neal with no one on her, and that one lasted off of Paige Neal. Bulldogs regain control with the throw-in.
Just over 15 minutes remain in this game, so would like to see the Bulldogs get ultra aggressive
Bergeron again off the foot of Ava Bruns. Bader gets it off now. It's Katie Adams. A lot of screaming down there on the pitch. Maybe trying to get them to switch. Fosman in the center. Now knocked away nicely there by Beatrice Douglas-Arnold. Segan, but Freeze takes care of it. Boots it back out, and that one off the leg of Caroline Prost. I think Prost has been on the pitch for almost the whole game, but I feel like I've barely said her name today.
If she plays the whole game today, she'll have been on the pitch for 180 straight minutes without sitting down once.
And that one over the head of Hughes. Chasing it down is Dasik and plays it back for Natalie Ryan. The long boot. Played off of the head of Ava Bruns. Freeze. And now Trin with space. Cuts it back right. Goes way down low into the corner. Let's see if Victoria Segan can get there. And she's going to let it roll out. Bulldogs take their time on this one. Throws it over to Freeze. And a turnover right in front of her. Cross back off of the body of Freeze. Coming in to help is DeCunick. Gets it out, and it's going to be a substitution before an Ohio Wesleyan throw. Coming back into the game is Avery Curtin, the senior from Galena, Ohio.
I feel like Curtin's played a lot today. Almost feel like she's subbed in and out in multiple situations.
Missed kick and a nice job there from DeCunick to keep it back out. Under 14 minutes to go here in this one. Bulldogs still trail 1-0. Gonna look to play it out wide. This one taken away by Perney. Goes wide, gets past. Can Perney get there? Fosman got it on her foot, and now she takes it wide. A 3-on-3. Fosman works against Prost. Takes the left foot, goes wide, and it's knocked down by the outstretched arms of Natalie Ryan. That was a real good shot there off of the left foot.
It looked like it might have been skipping just wide if Ryan doesn't make the save, but don't want to take the risk as Fosman was making everyone miss and then used her pace to just really get herself into good positioning. Might have been a better idea to pass there, but with Fosman being one of their top goal scorers, sometimes you want to see the aggressiveness.
And a couple of dekes there to get her in position. Really a good strong shot from the left foot despite her being righty dominant. Off of the foot of Fosman. DeCunick, I think that one hit off her elbow. But the refs don't call it. A falling down kick from Vorenkamp sends it down wide. Segan chases after it, and they're going to play it back down for Stanton. Back to Freeze in the middle. Got room to work with. Looks to go out wide for Segan, but can't connect.
This is where the Bulldogs have really started to falter, is just these wide passes. They're really skipping straight out of play, so it's giving the Bishops a lot of throw-in opportunities, and the Bulldogs haven't taken any away from them.
Kick knocked down by Bader. Akins and Adams going at it. And a good step up there by DeCunick. Katie Adams runs it back, and they're going to switch the field, plays it out wide for Dasik. Past the dive foot attempt by Ashley Hughes. Inside for Trin. Got space to work with. See if she lets off a shot here. She does. Low screamer goes wide and scooped up by Caitlin Stanton.
Stanton's taking her time, and time is one thing the Bulldogs really are running out of. If they want to win this game, they have to score 2. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck chasing a tie.
Here's Bader. Uses the speed, going down the sideline. Delaney Bader got Fosman in front of her, broken up there nicely from behind of Jordan Adams. And here's Perney. Got a little space, works it inside for Hughes. See if they try to cross it inside. Bader's there. Down low for Fosman. On the attack. Right foot, go shot down the short side near to the post. Knocked down by number 19, Natalie Ryan, in goal.
Fosman is just looking at the net when she gets the ball on her foot in that offensive territory. She is not looking to pass to anyone right now. And that's a tough angle to really take that shot from. You don't see as many deflections as you do in hockey, so taking that shot, it's almost definitely going to be saved and lead to no second chance opportunities.
Yeah, it's not like the ball is really going to bounce off of the goalie and have a follow-up opportunity. Headed back off the head of Trin. Now into the middle with Vorenkamp. Plays it out wide for Coletis. Bruns out there as well. Back to Coletis. Here's a long ball from Prost. Broken up down there on the ground. Looking for key possession is Ashley Hughes. Side for Fosman. Stretches it out. Plays it down low. Delaney Bader near the 10-yard line. Can she get past the defender? Going to be kicked out, and that one not off of the foot of Delaney Bader instead. Caroline Prost. Last one to touch it. Throw in coming. Couple of substitutions, though. One for the Bulldogs. That's number 6, Tiara Ellis. And for the Battling Bishops, number 16, Paige Neal. Taking out Tiffany Trin, who's done a lot of the dirty work inside there in the midfield. Really just been the central passer for the Battling Bishops here today. Looking for Fosman, and they kick that one off the left foot of Paige Neal. Recovers with Bergeron, tries to get it back in, and that one's out of play.
Fosman has taken 5 shots today. 4 of them have been on goal, but I believe all 4 have really been easy saves for Natalie Ryan.
Time ticking down. 8:45 left to go in the second half. Bergeron forces the issue. Here's Bader. Got 3 defenders on her. Takes the fall and gets the awarded the free kick. It'll be Tegan Bergeron, the captain, senior from New Baltimore, Michigan.
One of, I think, 3 captains for the Bulldogs.
A long kick off of the shoulder of a Battling Bishops, and now they'll look to break out. The left foot goes all the way down. It's Avery Curtin chasing after it as well. As well as Bergeron, she's able to kick it out with the right foot. Seemed like the Bulldogs on that free kick were a little deeper than maybe Tegan Bergeron's range was.
It also looked like the spin Bergeron put on the ball didn't really do her any favors.
Maybe the Bulldogs were looking for a second header off of the top of the head, one that kind of just skips off and goes backwards. Kicked out by Freeze. Now Bader steps up, had room to work with. Fosman gives it to Bader. Can she make a move? And it's ended up going with Ashley Hughes. Got space to work with. Fosman in the middle, no one around her. Hughes with Paige Neal in front of her. Now Hughes has an opportunity to cross it. The cross, and she can't get anything on it. Just a little wimp, and it goes wide of the net. Goal kick.
Bader was short of getting on her hands and knees and begging for that pass. She wanted it back so bad, running in front of the defender. She just kept signaling with her hand, give me the ball, give me the ball. And Hughes took it wide, and the cross was very errant behind the net.
Goal kick right in the middle of the pitch. Ends up right on Bulldogs face. Kind of bounces around. Segan down low. Looks like Ava Bruns. Guarded by Freeze there. Plays it down in the center. Here could be a shot at the top of the key. Goes wide left. And instead broken up there very nicely by Tegan Bergeron. And actually, that would have been Melanie Perney.
Looks like Taryn Buxton is coming back into the game for the Bishops, and I believe she pulled out Katie Adams.
Bishops looking to put one more goal in. Could be the dagger. There's a lofty pass. Goes through the middle. They have a kick back. It's Bruns. One-time shot. Screets low. Another one, and that one easily corralled by Caitlin Stanton. One high bounce off the turf. Couple more bounces before two Bulldogs collect on it, but resets back with the battling Bishops. Working around, they switch to the other half of the field. It's Vorenkamp back out wide for Coletis. Down low for Ava Bruns. See if she can get across. Goes short. Intercepted here by Freeze. But stayed in play off of the head of a Bishop. Another head by the freshly entered Ellis. Kicked up into the air again. 5 minutes to go in the second half. That one down low, going to go left of the flag and warrant a goal kick.
Would like to see Stanton really create an opportunity for her teammates here with this goal kick.
Takes it around the 40, heads it off to the 50. Stepped up there, Caroline Prost. Bergeron and a little kickball going back here, back and forth, finds its way all the way back near the Bulldogs' territory. It's dangerous there. Avery Curtin, along with Freeze, settles down. Takes a long boot with the left foot. There's Alana Earl trying to work with Fosman. Off of the back of Fosman, stays in play. Now back in the middle there, Taryn Buxton. Room to work with and bumped off by Gucciardo. Down low goes, here's Katie Adams, plays it out wide for Jordan Adams. Really taking her time here, just kind of draining the clock against Perney. Both come in, and they call it off of the Bishops. Bulldogs ball.
Starting to get to do or die time for the Bulldogs as there's just over 3.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, you're going to have to start forcing the issue, maybe try a couple more through balls. And here we go. Here's Fosman. Have room to work with. Chose the through ball for Ellis, but this one broken up easily by Douglas Arnold. Over the head of Perney. Down there is Avery Curtin along with Jordan Adams. In the middle with Katie Adams. Back down to Jordan. Guarded just in front by Melanie Perney. Takes it down wide towards the corner. Just keeps it there. Really definitely draining the clock at this point. And here's Bader. Can she get control? Now has it. Looking for the through ball, left foot, and no one really there. All those minutes played here for Anna Marie Fosman is kind of warmed up. But Tia Ellis is fresh. There's Fosman. Plays it down the line for Ellis. Off of the hand. And both players collide, and down hard goes Beatrice Douglas Arnold.
That's a situation where two players are going for the ball, and just an unfortunate collision leads to a player taking a spill, but I believe it's going to lead to the Bishops getting the ball with a free kick here. Just an interesting situation to unfold, as if Ellis falls, who do they give the free kick to then? Because then both players have taken the same collision and the same fall.
Sometimes what you'll see in soccer, it'll really kind of depend who gets the ball after that, and it might be a free kick for the Bishops, but what they'll do is they'll just kick it right back to Adrian and make them have possession. It's kind of a sportsmanship play there now. As Bader got room, going to the center pitch. He's got it on the left foot, kicks it through, and almost had it there for Earl, but broken up really nicely there by the Bishops defense. Bergeron tried to step up. Instead, it was Avery Curtin first to it and knocking it down towards the corridors, Jordan Adams. Under 2 minutes to go. Bishops will really just be looking to keep it in the Bulldogs half. That one kicked way out of play by Elise Fries. There's Thasek down to the corner and headed out by Elise Fries off of the bounce.
Remember, this isn't like a lot of other sports. When the ball goes out of play, the clock keeps ticking. So this is really helping the Bishops with how often this ball goes out of play.
That one off of the foot of Avery Curtin. It's a goal kick for the Bulldogs. 75 seconds left. Bulldogs, this is their last push here. It's Fries on the side for Perney. And just kicks it out of play.
And that's an interesting decision, to say the least, hoping that the throw-in can get stolen away, but the Bishops have been very cautious with their throw-ins today.
That one kicked towards goal by Jordan Adams. Gucciardo in the middle. And have an errant pass right towards her teammate Tegan Bergeron off of the head. And Ellis controls it. Plays it out wide. Stepping up now is Fosman. 30 seconds to go. Here's the last push. Everyone up. Fosman sends one towards net. Here's Earl off of the foot of a Bishop. And this one goes out of play on the sideline and they force a throw. 20 seconds to go. Fosman in the middle. Headed off. And she get there. Got to get it towards the net to have any kind of chance. Takes a fall. Bergeron put it on net. There's the long shot, and it's through the uprights for 3 points.
Well, unfortunately, that's a different sport. And in this one, it leads to the clock running out and the game ending in favor of the Bishops.
Well, Bulldogs had their opportunities late there in the match. Battling Bishops kind of controlled it down near the latter stages of the second half. A couple more corner kicks, and that was ultimately what happened and what led to the victory for Ohio Wesleyan was the corner kick that was able to be capitalized by the header.
Yeah, you'd really like to see the Bulldogs get more aggressive, but really pass the ball when they're in the offensive end. It seemed like whoever was taking that ball near the goal was taking the shot. And then a couple crosses that they did have opportunities to make went straight out of play. They just really need to get more comfortable passing it to their teammates when they're in the attacking area.
Good thoughts, Sean. That's pretty much going to do it, unless you got anything else, Sean?
Not necessarily. I think Ohio Wesleyan just kind of stole one from the Bulldogs. This was the Bulldogs' game to lose, and ended up slipping away from their fingers. It was a corner kick that really did it.
Yeah, the smallest margin of victory you can have in soccer. 1-0, Ohio Wesleyan University comes out on top, comes into Docking Stadium, gets their first win of the season on the road. And that's going to do it here from Docking Family Stadium. Final score, Ohio Wesleyan University 1, Adrian College 0. From all of us here at ACTV, Sean Whitmer and I am Nathan Lindner. So long, everybody.